Become a member and watch the next episode before it drops. Thank you. When Xiaoyan successfully brought back the Tushi ancient god, do you know just how powerful the current fighting domain has become, continuing from before? Just as everyone was shocked by Xiaoyan's words, only the Flame Spirit Clan ancestor and the Tushi ancient god remained calm, as if they had already expected this outcome. Can you tell me why you want the ancient god's flame? Even without it in the Great Thousand World, when it comes to controlling fire, you are already either first or second. You seek such immense power. What is it that you intend to accomplish? The Flame Spirit Clan ancestor asked Xiaoyan. Hearing this, Xiaoyan replied, I do indeed have something I must accomplish, and only with the power of the ancient god's flame can it be done. What kind of matter requires such overwhelming power? The Flame Spirit Clan ancestor still did not understand. Xiaoyan only smiled clearly, having no intention of revealing his goal. It seems my successor has great ambitions. That makes me quite curious about what you will do in the future. Seeing that Xiaoyan would not answer directly, the Tushi ancient god smiled faintly and said, In that case, I would like to accompany you. But how many years will you need me? Hearing this, Xiaoyan felt delighted. At the fastest 20 years. At most 100 years. 100 years. He chuckled. To us 100 years is but the flick of a finger. After speaking, the Tushi ancient god turned to the Flame Spirit Clan ancestor. Old friend, it seems we will part for 100 years before meeting again. Do you have any objections? Haha. You old fellow, do you think I, the Flame Spirit Clan ancestor, would go back on my word? The ancestor laughed heartily, then turned to Xiaoyan. Since you have chosen to take the ancient god's flame, I will entrust it to you. Many thanks, Flame Spirit Clan ancestor. If the Flame Spirit Clan ever faces danger in the future, just send a letter to the fighting domain. I, Xiaoyan, will stand with your clan. Seeing this, although Fen Huang and many Flame Spirit Clan experts felt as if their hearts were bleeding, they could not object. After all, it was their ancestral divine flame that had willingly chosen to follow Xiaoyan. Moreover, they had just reached a tacit agreement. If the Flame Spirit Clan ever faced danger, the fighting domain would certainly come to assist. This was equivalent to gaining a powerful ally. In critical moments, the fighting domain might even provide help greater than the ancient god's flame itself. Thinking this, Fen Huang and the elders gradually accepted it. Since I have already given you the flame you wanted, what do you plan to do next? Return to the fighting domain or stay in the Flame Spirit Clan for a while longer? After resolving the matter of the Tushi ancient god, the ancestor asked again. Xiaoyan replied, To be honest, Flame Spirit Clan ancestor. Clan leader Fen Huang, I have another matter I wish to discuss. I would like to borrow the flame scripture of the Flame Spirit Clan, specifically the sections on fire control and fire creation. The moment Xiaoyan's words spread, everyone present froze in shock. The flame scripture was essentially the foundation of the Flame Spirit Clan. Without it, there would have been no glorious ancient Flame Spirit Clan. Within the clan, nearly all outstanding younger generations cultivated the flame scripture. Even the standard for selecting top talents was their mastery of it. This alone showed its importance. And now, Xiaoyan not only took the ancient god's flame, but also wanted their flame scripture. What exactly was he planning? After a long silence, the Flame Spirit Clan ancestor finally spoke. You wish to take the fire control and fire creation chapters? I do not think it is impossible. But this must be a transaction. I heard that at the Myriad Pill Assembly, you won first place with a heavenly pill. Your alchemy skills must be extraordinary. If you want those chapters, fine. But as you can see, the Flame Spirit Clan has declined somewhat. Coincidentally, 2 of our elders have reached the bottleneck of peak earthly sovereign great perfection. With one more step, they may enter the heavenly sovereign level. My condition is simple. Within 5 to 10 years, I need you to refine 2 pills that can help them break through. The success rate must be at least 60%. Hearing this, everyone nodded. If Xiaoyan could truly add 2 heavenly sovereigns to the clan, then letting him study the flame scripture would be acceptable. Xiao pondered briefly, then stepped forward and said decisively, "Deal. Lower plane, fighting domain." 2 days had passed since Xiao returned from the Flame Spirit clan. In truth, his entire trip had taken less than half a day. Yet in that short time, he had once again shaken the entire fighting domain. A supreme expert from ancient times had truly been brought back. And that expert was none other than the Touche ancient god, now a heavenly sovereign. With his addition, the fighting domain now possessed 5 heavenly sovereigns. In the current Great Thousand World, forces with 5 heavenly sovereigns could be counted on one hand, aside from the ancient god clans and the myriad spirit god clan. On a vast plaza somewhere in the Flame Emperor continent, the atmosphere was extremely lively. Because of the Touche ancient god's arrival, Xiao had convened another full domain council. Leaders and experts from across the fighting domain gathered here, including members of the ancient Void Dragon tribe, as well as powerful figures who had come from the Great Thousand World to join. The number of attendees reached several hundred. The meeting had to be moved outdoors due to its scale. All participants sat in their designated seats. They were divided into 3 groups: clan leaders of hundreds of races, sect masters of major factions, administrative officials managing domain affairs. All of them were supreme-level experts. At the front of the plaza, 3 tiers of seats were arranged. On the lowest tier sat around 20 figures, all earthly sovereign elders. Among them were Kailin Medusa, Gushuna Xiaoyan's teacher, Yao Chen Yaolao, the former strongest expert of the fragment world, the Heavenly Emperor, and Liu Xuan, who had recently joined. On the second tier sat 4 figures, the current heavenly sovereigns of the fighting domain: Long Yuan, Dragon Emperor of the ancient Void Dragon tribe, the master of the Taishu sacred domain, his successor, and the newly joined Flame Sovereign Touche ancient god. To establish a new foothold in the Great Thousand World, Xiao and Long Yuan had truly racked their brains. They even considered selling off the thousands of continents controlled by the ancient Void Dragon tribe. Continuing from before, at this moment Xiao sat in a higher seat, his gaze sweeping across all those who had been summoned to attend the meeting. He nodded slightly. Amid everyone's anticipation, Xiao finally began the meeting. Clan leaders and elders, the reason I have gathered everyone here today is to jointly discuss the future development direction of the Dao domain. Xiao said a few days ago, I went to the Flame Spirit clan and invited back a senior who once bestowed me with his inheritance and helped me advance to the Dodi realm. You may have already heard of him. He is the Tuoshe ancient god, Tuoshe ancient emperor. At the beginning of this meeting, the first thing I wish to announce is from today onward, Tuoshe ancient god will become one of the heavenly rank elders of the Do domain. If I am absent, all administrative authority of the Do domain will be temporarily handled by the heavenly rank elders. Xiao voice echoed across the vast plaza. Upon hearing this, everyone stood up one after another and cupped their fists toward Tuoshe ancient god above the plaza, saying in unison, "Congratulations to Tuoshe ancient god on becoming a heavenly rank elder. Next, let us discuss the future development direction of the Dao domain." After announcing the appointment, Xiao continued. At present, most of his affairs in the Great Thousand World had already been settled. He knew he would gradually have more free time, and this period could be used to develop the Do domain. In the past, Xiao had little interest in management, but now he bore the heavy responsibility of protecting everything. As soon as he opened the topic, the people below immediately began discussing, rising one after another to express their opinions. Among them, Liu Xuan proposed 2 particularly good suggestions. First, the Do domain could dispatch a number of experts to search for other planes within the surrounding lower plane spaces. If they discovered planes being invaded by extraterritorial races, they would lend assistance. After rescuing those planes, they could be brought closer to the Do domain to form a defensive line. Second, a continent in the Great Thousand World could be used as a foothold, and the spatial passage between the Do domain and that continent could be completely opened. In this way, if anything happened in the Dao domain, the Great Thousand World could immediately know, and people from the Dao domain could also directly retreat there. As her voice fell, the plaza sank into silence. Everyone was deep in thought. After a moment, Long Yuan raised a question. Why do we need to find a new continent as a foothold? Aren't the territories on the ancient region relic continent sufficient? Liu Xuan replied, the relic continent was destroyed during the Great Annihilation War. Although many factions still compete there compared to other continents in the Great Thousand World, it is actually a remote and sparsely populated place. Hearing this explanation, Long Yuan nodded. However, most continents in the Great Thousand World already have owners. It's almost impossible to find a sufficiently large one, unless we seize it by force. At this moment, Tuoshe Ancient God suddenly spoke. There's no need to rely on force. When I first arrived in the Great Thousand World, I traveled extensively and discovered that some continents can be traded. I have a good option. You all know the Sacred Alliance, once one of the 7 great lower plane alliances. It has now been destroyed. Although it was ambushed after relocating to a lower plane, its original foothold in the Great Thousand World was a top-tier continent spanning over 80 million nem, with many surrounding subsidiary continents. Since the Sacred Alliance no longer exists, we can consider purchasing it. Interestingly, I once visited that place. From above, its shape resembles a flame. Using it as the Dao domain's foothold in the Great Thousand World would be an excellent choice. Hearing this, Xiaoyan murmured, 80 million li in size. That's nearly comparable to the Dao domain itself. Indeed, an excellent choice. Tuoshe Ancient God continued, however, purchasing it would require a massive amount of supreme spiritual liquid. And if we want to establish a proper defensive line, we would also need to buy the surrounding subsidiary continents. The total cost would likely reach 40 to 50 billion supreme spiritual liquid. What? Upon hearing this number, everyone sharply inhaled. What did 50 billion supreme spiritual liquid mean? That amount could empty the treasuries of clans like the Ice Spirit Clan or Flame Spirit Clan. Even Xiaoyan was momentarily speechless. Although establishing a foothold in the Great Thousand World was necessary, the cost was simply too enormous. At this moment, Long Yuan said, I have a solution. The ancient Void Dragon tribe controls around 4,000 continents in the Relic Continent. Although most of them are wastelands, if sold at low prices, they would still attract buyers. Xiaoyan shook his head. Senior Long Yuan, this matter should be considered carefully. Those thousands of continents are the result of your clan's efforts over nearly 10,000 years. There's no need to rush. Although Xiaoyan also needed tens of billions of supreme spiritual liquid, the Relic Continent was still the foundation of the ancient Void Dragon tribe. Long Yuan replied, I've actually considered this long ago. I already had this plan hundreds of years ago. The Relic Continent is too barren. It has limited the development of the Dragon tribe. Seeing that Long Yuan had made up his mind, Xiaoyan could only nod. Then we'll proceed according to your decision. He then looked at the crowd and said loudly, Today's meeting has established 3 tasks for the coming years. First, to sell off the fragmented continents of the Relic Continent. This will be handled by Senior Long Yuan. Second, to negotiate with the managers of the Sacred Alliance's former continent. This will be handled personally by me. Third, after completing the first 2 tasks, we will connect the Dao domain with the foothold continent in the Great Thousand World. These are the goals and plans of the Dao domain for the next few years, and the results of this meeting. As Xiaoyan's voice spread, everyone on the plaza was filled with excitement. The Dao domain now possessed 5 heavenly supremes and over a dozen earth supremes. If these plans succeeded, the Dao domain would continue to grow stronger, even surpass other super lower plane alliances. And after establishing a foothold in the Great Thousand World, its influence might rival even the legendary ancient god clans. At this moment, everyone present felt immense pride in being a member of the Dao domain. As its master, Xiaoyan felt the same. The reason he sought to strengthen the Dao domain was simple. Since he had inherited the grand ambition of the Dragon Emperor and participated in the Domain Guard plan of the Alchemy God clan, He needed an even greater power. This power could come from himself or from the development of the Du domain. This meeting satisfied Xiao Yan. Now that the development path had been determined, it was time to conclude. However, just as Xiao Yan was about to end the meeting, Tuoshe Ancient God's voice once again echoed across the plaza. In my opinion, there is still one more matter to discuss. Become a member and watch the next episode before it drops. Thank you.